Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Mash and Drum Whiskey Room. I am back. I know it feels like I was only gone for a week, but it felt much longer than that to me because I had my conference last week with work, and it was a very, very, very long week. I only had 2 pours of whiskey the entire week. So I'm glad back tonight, and something kind of cool happened when I was away. My channel hit 80,000 subscribers, which, that's really a big thanks to you guys. So thanks for all that. Thanks for all the support and just helping the channel grow as we, keep going and keep doing this year to year, which I absolutely love doing. But also tonight, it's, the theme of the night is a night of second chances. And there's going to be a big reason why we're going to be talking about that. We're doing a little bit of a fundraiser tonight as well, so we'll go through all that in a little bit. But in the meantime, I got to say hi to you guys in the chat because we have a lot to go through tonight. We're going to be doing, trying some new bottles, giving some old bottles I didn't give very favorable reviews, some second chances, which kind of plays into the whole Lifeline of Ohio thing. So we'll get into that in a little bit. So it's really great to see everybody. I'm glad to be back here. We had William Kavanaugh got here pretty early. William Wiley was here, still here. Diego G is here. Kenneth Rathburn, nice to see you. Kenneth. Yeah, Sazerac rye for me has just been an okay rye. It's never been a rye that I always think, people go crazy for it. I don't get it. I think people just love it because it's Buffalo Trace, but it's been a while since I've had it. I'm going to give it a go again, and we'll see if I'm wrong. Ham Turkey. Hey, what's going on, Ham Turkey? Nice to see you, man. Christopher David, good to see you as always. John Krantz is in the house. Joe the Sample Guy, Medium Ugly. We already have 180 people watching right now. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Tim Cornet. We have John Krantz. Joey B in the house. Thanks so much, Joey. Appreciate you. EMC in the house. Let's see here. Whiskey Nose. What's up, Marty Party? Nice to see you, buddy. So everybody give Whiskey Nose a subscribe. Great channel as well. Mamuka 1977 in the house. Let's see here. Terry James, Russ L, Truman, Ed Williams saying what's up. James David's love child Lay is here. Let's freaking go. Mamuka, congrats on a huge milestone and many more to come. Yeah, I'm hoping to hit 100K soon. I have a lot of plans for a lot of content the second half of the year now that work will slow down a little bit. So I'm hoping some of these videos will get me over the hump and we'll be able to celebrate 100K before the year is over. I am going to try. Whiskey Juices here. Let's see here. More Bo's Wine Guys in the house. Sandeep Chima, Connor Schmitz. Anyone have their own opinions on Apprentice Batch? Yeah, we might try that again. Let's get it started. Outside the Star. Raging Irishman is here. Raging Irishman donated a bottle to the cause tonight. So cheers to you. Shauna Marie D. What's going on, Shauna? Nice to see you as always. EJ, aloha and cheers all. Big Vic, what's up, Big Rig? How you doing, man? Mash and Drum Jordan 1s for the 80,000 subscribers. Yes. I actually am wearing some Jordans right now. I'll show you which ones I'm wearing. They're pretty cool. And I'm just going down the line. I have a lot to catch up on. I see a bunch of other people coming in. Frank Mendoza, Aaron G, Captain Ice, Tim Romero, and a bunch of other folks coming in. So this is what we're doing tonight. This is who the cause is for. I just want to give you a little bit of a backstory of why I'm raising the money here tonight. It kind of hits close to home for me, my girlfriend, her family. So this little guy is Jack. So now I never got to meet Jack, unfortunately. But the story is in June of 2015, the unthinkable happened. So this is written from the perspective of my girlfriend's brother, Joe, and his family. The unthinkable happened. Our 7-month-old son was tragically taken from us. To salvage some semblance of good out of a horrible situation, we made the decision to allow Jack's legacy to live on as an organ and tissue donor. It wasn't what any parent would ever envision for their infant child, but it was Jack's way to leave a lasting positive impact on the world. Shortly after, we learned that Jack's liver was able to save another little boy. This boy was born with a condition called biliary atresia, where the bile ducts in his liver weren't allowing the bile to exit the liver, essentially poisoning him from the inside out. He had already received 1 liver transplant, but it did not take, and they were running out of time. It was determined that Jack's liver was a perfect match. The boy's body was functioning as it should after the transplant. He is now healthy and living a normal life, thanks to Jack. So Lifeline of Ohio is the organ donation organization that facilitated the donation and subsequent transplant. But their connection to our family does not stop. In the days, weeks, months, and years since, Lifeline has continually supported us. They helped us connect the little boy Jack to the little boy Jack saved and his family. We actually were able to meet them and have a maintained relationship with them. We check in on each other, and while nothing will ever replace Jack, watching the boy he saved growing up is pretty special. So Lifeline's Donor Family Services has helped us cope with our loss in a number of ways, from hosting events to connect with other donor families, to providing different ways for us to remember him and recognize the impact he's had on other donors. Lifeline has been an amazing resource to help us navigate all the feelings and emotions associated with our loss. It's for these reasons we have put together Jack's Pack. So in the link in the chat is a link to Jack's Pack directly, where you guys can donate some money on behalf of Joe and his family for Jack's Pack. And that money will go directly to Lifeline of Ohio to help raise money for other families that are in need of support for people to become donors. Now, it could be someone that they lose early in life, like Jack, someone that they lose midlife or later in life, but they do a great service to the community of helping people find ways to keep other people, healthy, and in some ways save their life. So that's what tonight is about. So that's what the night is about second chances. So second chances for these bottles, and maybe some second chances for some people out there that need organs and donors and donations. And the Lifeline of Ohio will definitely help facilitate that. So any $5 super chat that you guys put into the Jack's Pack tonight, it's all being tracked. So every $5 you put in there will give you one entry. There's a bottle list in the description. We have about 15 bottles that are going to be for the cause. We have some pretty cool ones in there. We have Weller Full Proof. We have a couple of Match and Journey picks. We have an Eagle Rare. There's some really cool bottles in there, and all stuff that people can enjoy. Give a little, give a lot, whatever you feel like giving. But any donation, I really appreciate for you guys and on behalf of Joe and their family. So thank you guys so much in advance. All right. So John Farron, even anonymous donations are tracked. Well, if you choose to do it anonymous and you don't want to be part of the bottle donation, that's up to you. It's up to you. But if you want to be part of the donation and try to win a bottle, then feel free to leave your name, and those names will be tracked. So, all right. Oh no, Jason hits the blue run tonight. Yes. So let's dive into first a new bottle that we're going to get into. JG says he's donated early. I appreciate that. Hey, Stellum Rye whiskey wins best rye of 23. Does everyone agree with this choice? Stellum Rye. That's a good point. I could actually break that out and try that again. Haven't had that one in a while. Is it the regular rye whiskey juice? Obviously, I've been out of the loop for like a week, so I'm just trying to catch up on a bunch of different things. So, Kenneth Rapper, and this is touching. Thank you so much. Giselle's Bourbon says, Jason, donation done, bud. Thank you so much. Giselle's Boston, getting me tickets to go watch my Mets get clubbed by the Boston Red Sox last weekend. I really appreciate it. So cheers to you. That was the Fibonacci. Right? Oh, was it the Fibonacci? It might have been. Prozac says, hey, Jason, you planning on doing a Bomb Burgers and Shanks review? I just picked up the bombs over the Shanks, hoping I made the right call. So you will see that review tomorrow. So tomorrow I have Shanks versus Bomb Burgers. Basically, the video, it says, which one should you buy? So you will see that one tomorrow. I'm not going to give it away just yet. Mamuka says, it is a great cause. I truly believe children are angels and they deserve everything we can do for them. God bless everyone. Please donate. It's a great thing to do, Jason. Thank you for what you're doing. Yeah, between this and I think St. Jude's every year, I think it's important to support kids going through tough times. They're the last ones that should be going through stuff like this. So Andy Schneis says, go Yanks. Are the Yankees still winning? I mean, the Mets and the Yankees both sucked this year, so it kind of took the wind out of the sails of the series for me. It's like, whatever. It is what it is. Bourbon Bill, cheers. Looking forward to the Sagamore meetup. Yes, we will talk about that in a little while. But first, let me get into this barrel bourbon. This is the brand new batch 35. And what I want to do is kind of give you guys some of the details of this one before we, let's see here. Yep, here it is. Okay. So barrel bourbon batch 35. Let me make sure that's in the camera for you guys. There it is. Batch number 35. So basically what is in this batch? Now, what I love about barrel bourbon is they're extremely transparent with everything they put out. This is a blend of Indiana bourbon whiskeys, 6, 7, and 8 years old. Tennessee bourbon whiskeys, 7 and 13 years old. And Kentucky bourbon whiskeys, 8 years old. So that is the blend. And we'll take a look at, actually, let me see if I can grab that. Oh, yeah, I can grab that. I'm going to put this right on the screen for you guys to check out so you guys can see what I'm seeing here. Okay, here we go. So there is the tasting sheet, I guess, or all the information. They send you the blend components. I absolutely love that they do this for you. I'm just not making it up, so you guys know. I tried this for the first time last night, and I was very impressed. Now, it has a very distinct flavor profile, which we'll get into in a little bit. Let me know what you guys are tasting tonight, what you're drinking. Let me know in the chat. And cheers to you guys. Thanks for helping out on the great cause tonight. Love you guys. It's good to be back. Cheers. So the first thing, if you guys get this, the first thing that you'll notice is that this is a tale of two completely different whiskeys when you're talking about Blue Label Stellum, right? Okay, Blue Label Stellum. Yes, and the kitchen sink. Yes, transparency is awesome. They do tell you everything. So what you have is a very fruit-forward nose. Cherry, a little bit of kind of like a cherry citrus. I'm telling you, I think I pick up like a little bit of like a pineapple in here too. It's all over the place when it comes to. I think I saw ADHD whiskey in the house. ADHD, what's up, man? Miss you, buddy. Hope you're doing okay. Lance is sipping some Rye 3 Cigar Series cask strength. Impressive, great cost. Thank you so much, Lance. Appreciate you. Yeah, super fruit forward nose. But on the palate, cheers, guys. On the palate, it is all chocolate, and it's spicy chocolate. This gives you like a milk chocolate, cayenne pepper, super spice-driven palate with a very long-lasting finish and just a really good creamy palate as well. These barrel bourbons, I know some people, they're hit and miss for a lot of people because of the inclusion of Dickel into it, so I get it. But I will say this one, I think you could smell a little bit of it on the nose. I think you do get, that's where like that orange citrus, kind of like that orange peel comes in. But the back end of this is, I mean, the palate to me is all milk chocolate and spice and pepper. And in like the best way possible. Think of it like a Mexican hot chocolate. I think it absolutely just nails that type of profile. Jeff Winbush says money's too tight to mention, but I hope it helps someone. Oh, awesome, Jeff. Like I said, a little bit goes a long way, man. Well worth the time, money to help the channel out and the kids from the BJ family, Matthew Meyer Sr. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. So Josh has a Smooth Ambler Old Scout Barrel Pick 5-year. Very cool. All right, let's try this again. And again, any super chats you guys put in tonight, I will also donate as well for tonight. So thanks for helping the cause and thanks for hanging out tonight, helping me celebrate 80,000 subs. So we'll do a bigger celebration once I get that 100K. I think that's always a nice milestone. So, Jason, how you compare it to Batch 34? Batch 34 is a lot sweeter than this. I think Batch 34 gets more into like the heavy caramels and vanillas and some of the stuff that you would expect from a good barrel blend. This goes way heavy into like that spice. There's a lot of spice and heat. You almost would think there's like a jalapeno pepper in here a little bit. It's that type of heat. And it's not like alcohol forward. It's just very spicy. So if you guys like a Mexican hot chocolate, a little bit of spice, like cayenne pepper type vibe in your whiskey, this barrel batch 35 is where it's at. It's got some good ages mixed in it, and like I said, I think it's very transparent. So, thanks for doing this, Jason. Great cause. I'm in for 2. Guys, if you want to get into the bottle count, please, because this is not being tracked. All the tracking is done through the link above. So if you want to donate, please donate into that cause, into the link above. That's linked in the chat. That's pinned in the chat, just above in the chat. And all those donations will be tracked for the bottle donations. This will just be extra to give to the cause as well. So appreciate you guys, though. Big Vic is having a Starbucks Pineapple Paradise Refresher, taking me to my roots. I'm not Polynesian pina colada. What the hell are you drinking, Vic? Shauna Marie D, $10. Thank you so much. And Tater Dom, congratulations, C. And cheers, everyone. Cheers. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, Big Vic is drinking a Starbucks Pineapple Paradise. Is that a thing at Starbucks? I know you guys are waiting for the pumpkin spice lattes. That's like in a month. Less than a month, right? Don't those come out don't they start rolling those out late August, the pumpkin spice lattes already? Or is that September they start rolling out? I don't know. Russell's Reserve store pick. That's awesome. Man, this is good. I'm actually a huge fan of this year. I like this a lot. I'll have to compare 34 and 35. Maybe I'll do that a little bit later, but we'll get into that. But yeah, if you guys like spicy hot chocolate, batch 35 a barrel is where it's at, and in a really good way. I don't think I mentioned the proof. It comes in at 117.5, but it drinks with a lot of spice as well. So I'll kind of keep that going. Actually, you know what? I'm going to switch it up here. I'm going to open another new bottle I just got, which is this Buzzard Roost #1 Char Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 105 proof. So as you guys know, Buzzard Roost, what they do is they source barrels, but they do very interesting things with the barrels that they age their whiskeys in, whether it be different char levels. When I went to an event at the Central Ohio Whiskey Society, you know, they were talking about some pretty deep dive, really deep dive data that they dive into to, you know, see what different barrel char levels, what it does to the whiskey. And they found that this that the char #1 was actually the best, had the best impact on the bourbon. So I've been looking for this bottle for a little while because I just keep seeing the cigar batch everywhere. I keep seeing the rye and the toasted French, the toasted French oak stave one that's been coming out. But this one, I think, if I remember correctly from that event, is what I liked more than all of them. So we're gonna taste through this really quick. I love what Buzzard Roost is doing. America, there we go. Buzzard Roost is also another great brand that does a lot of things where they give you a lot of transparency as well. All you have to do, if it doesn't say it on the bottle, all you have to do is email them and ask, and they'll tell you exactly. So the price tag on this one, I think, was about 50 or 60 bucks. Wasn't too bad. This is batch #3, again, 105 proof. I'll throw this up here. And what you want to look for is that little red box there on the side that says Char #1 Straight Bourbon Whiskey. I believe they have a Char #1 Rye as well. But as we're doing, it sounds very forbidden. Did you guys enjoy my forbidden review? Because I think my forbidden review was a lot of fun to do. I wanted to like that bottle. I swear to you, I did. I wanted to like it. I didn't want to. Listen, even if I liked it a lot, I still thought the marketing was bullshit. But on top of that, the fact that I thought it didn't taste groundbreaking, even though they're marketing it as such, was disappointing. So, I mean, it is what it is. All right, let's go through a couple of news stories. We have a lot to get through here. And I do want to talk about a few things that, a week went by, and you can't fall asleep here in whiskey, especially when we're getting closer to the fall. because fall is when everything happens, as you guys may or may not know. So let's go to the first news story here. And that is, did it not come through, or am I blind? Am I not seeing it? I thought that picture uploaded. Where'd it go? Okay, well, the picture's not there. Let me see if I could upload it here real quick for you. Love when technology doesn't work. I know you guys too. Where did that? Okay, let me upload this. So this is interesting story. Again, this is another Texas distillery that I don't think gets a lot of enough of a spotlight on it. And the name of the whiskey is Middlewest and Green. They do some great things, and they are releasing, clocking in at nearly 130 proof. This is the third release in highly limited wildlife collection that has plenty of bite. So Texas distillery Middlewest and Green has unveiled the latest expression in its highly limited wildlife collection, the Rattlesnake Single Barrel Bourbon. This single barrel whiskey was bottled at cask strength and is available for a purchase price of $150. Only 168 bottles of the new bourbon are available. The Rattlesnake Single Barrel Bourbon clocks in at 127.64 proof, giving it plenty of bite, according to the brand. It's distilled from a mash bill of 84 corn, 8 rye, and 8 malted barley. It was distilled in Tennessee. So you're looking at high-proof Dickel whiskey. So high-proof Dickel. I did not know that was high-proof Dickel. Let's be honest. Did not know that was happening. Another big story that came through the the whiskey sphere, which I was very excited to hear about because I kind of like these guys. And this goes into, let me see here. Oh my God, so many ads. This goes into, let's see. Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, it's a different photo. Here we go. You guys know these guys, right? Everybody knows these twos. So this was very exciting to hear. Podcast host promises to take guests to the next level of bourbon journey with opening of whiskey experience. Pursuit Spirits is curating a distinctive guest experience for individuals who choose to visit its Whiskey Row facilities in Louisville, Kentucky. The bourbon brand was created in 2018 by the hosts behind the Bourbon Pursuit podcast, Ryan Cecil and Kenny Coleman. The experience is slated to start with the opening of its facilities during fall 2024, according to Distillery Trail. Guests who visit the new facilities will be able to learn about different maturation techniques and blending within the whiskey making process. With the Pursuit United private selection experience, visitors can choose their favorite barrel from the site and fill their own bottles from it. We can't wait to pull back the curtain and give bourbon lovers a truly insider's experience they won't find anywhere else, says Pursuit Spirits CEO and master blender Ryan Cecil. According to Distillery Trail, we will take guests to the next level of their bourbon journey. And ladies and gentlemen, to talk about this a little bit more, none other than Ryan Cecil. What's going on, Ryan?
Heyo. I saw in the comments, we are the Property Brothers. Somebody was asking that. That was a great comment. I love that.
I think the Property Brothers are like 6'9". So
yeah, and they're married to celebrities. We're just broke podcasters, trying to make it in the whiskey business. But how you been, brother?
Doing very well. So I literally pinged Ryan about, I don't know, a half hour before the live stream started, maybe like an hour before. I wanted to see if you wanted to come on for a few minutes and talk about this new venture. I could not be more excited for you guys, what you're doing, what you're bringing to the whiskey community. Whiskey Row, man, that's a big deal. So why don't you kind of tell us about, how this all started and what you got, what's coming in the future here in fall of 2024.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, and always love being on here. I love your show as always. But yeah, we might be way in over our heads, but it was one of those things that wasn't like intentional. We always knew we kind of wanted, with our brand, Pursuit United and Pursuit Spirits, we knew we wanted a warehouse and a DSP, something we could operate out of and kind of give whiskey enthusiasts, an inside look, behind the scenes, but not really like a tourist attraction. And, one of my good friends has a lot of commercial real estate here in downtown Louisville. And, he just called me one day and he was like, "Hey man, I got this great building I think would be great for your bourbon. I was expecting, a warehouse or something, but I go there and it's this old, dingy, just like disgusting restaurant, but it's a beautiful building right there on West Main Street. And it was right across from, catty corner to Michter's, next to 21C, next to the Louisville Slugger Museum. And it just had a beautiful, like, interior. It had awesome exposed brick. And he convinced me, he was like, I think Pursuit Spirits could do an awesome event space, or a tourist attraction here, and I was like, I just don't know. And, but then the more I think about it, I was like, I think he's right. And I think we could all, because we have so many people that reach out through the podcast that want to come to Louisville and want to do something exciting. So we've been given recommendations forever on, Bourbon Trail tours and visits and whatnot. And so we're like, well, maybe people would want to come see us. And two, I think with our concept with Pursue United, I think it really lends itself to a fascinating tourist experience that you can't get just with any other distillery experience, because we're not distillers. We're not going to have fermentation tanks. We're not going to have stills. We're not going to have, everything that you see everywhere else. And those are great sites, but we can really, with our concept, show people barrel maturation, what different char levels do, what, how you blend different mash bills together. Because when we did our concept, we decided, hey, people just sometimes think we just source whiskey, which couldn't be further from the truth. We partner with distilleries to make specific mash bills. We pick out different char levels. We have char levels 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have Kelvin. We have ISC. We have Zach Cooperage. We have all these cool things that we can give people an inside experience to and say, hey, you tell us, what you think about it, what you taste of it, and we'll guide you through it. And we'll have a cool, unique single barrel, private selection experience there. We'll have a cool educational class where we'll teach everybody about sourcing and blending and distillation and all that stuff and maturation. And then downstairs we'll have a cool bar, and where if you don't want a curated experience, you can come down there, have a guided, or not a guided flight, a flight of our core expressions, but we'll also have all the great single barrels we've done through Pursuit Spirits and some single barrels we've done through the podcast. And then mostly Kenny has an incredible vintage library that will also be able to release some of those. So we'll probably have 5 to 10 vintage expressions. And so
are you going to make Kenny bartend?
Yes, we got his his apron ready, his denim apron ready, and
his denim apron.
He picked out his gold cocktail shaker, and
can he grow one of those twisty mustaches just for the occasion?
Oh, you haven't looked up Kenny's old photos. That's he had one of those, and it was so gross. But I guess we will have to bring that back. But no, we're super excited. Like, it's been about a year in the making. I went and looked at this building literally last July, and then just to get all the historical approval and just all the business plan and the financing and all that figured out. And it took, me convincing Kenny to do this. It's like, hey, I think we could have our place here in downtown Louisville where we could, and I forgot to mention, we'll also have a podcast studio where we'll have people come in. So, Jason, you come in town, we have you in our podcast studio. It'll be downstairs in the bar where people can see it. We'll stream it all over the place, but it'll be a cool place. Jason's in town. We're doing a recording. Come hang out with Jason at our place, have a drink afterwards.
I'm definitely planning on being there opening day whenever it happens, for sure.
Yeah, and then we won't have a ton of food, but we have this great partnership with Cultured, which is a charcuterie board place here in Louisville, Kentucky.
You're gonna have charcutes?
That's right. With all your Italian meets,
I know that was Kenny's idea. I'm just saying, I know that was Kenny's idea. He can't lay off the charcutes. I get it.
Yeah.
So but honestly, I was talking about this in the beginning of the year when we were kind of going through like whiskey predictions, what's going to happen. And you guys are just kind of, you're kind of making me look a little bit like a sage, because I said, this is going to be the next level of whiskey experiences. It's going in, blending something unique, it's not just a single barrel experience. This is you going in, learning how to blend, going through the entire process, and being able to fill that bottle, make your blend, and do it right on the spot, and leave leave that experience with something truly unique. So I think it's a brilliant idea. I do like the idea of you guys having, kind of a way where you can describe the process of sourcing char levels and all that stuff. Because I feel like, once you've been on 1.5 million, whiskey tours or bourbon tours in your career, in your life. And, generally once you start hearing 1 and 2 and 3, they start all kind of, 51% corn, distillate, it kind of all
Here's our
starts.
special fermentation tanks and
Yeah. Yeah.
our special rick houses, and we pick this, and you're kind of like, and don't get me wrong, they're all fantastic and they're great. But once you've been, like you said, once you've done them, it's like, okay, what's next? And that's where we felt like there was an opportunity, and our model lends itself to, highlight that we're not, a legacy brand that has like this, whether it's real or not, this history and stills and stories and whatnot, where we're going to make it all about the whiskey experience and all about tasting the whiskey, understanding what, because to us, like, we've interviewed and you have as well, the brightest minds in the industry. But to me, the most impressive people are the master tasters, the master blenders, the people who understand maturation. And that's where all the magic is. And we want to showcase that to the world.
Yeah, dude, I think, congrats to you and Kenny. I think it's an absolutely brilliant idea. I really wanted you to kind of come on and talk about it in your own words, and really, because I saw the press release last week. I was away at work and I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. I'm like, I got to talk to these guys about this and see what's happening with it. It's just really the next evolution of what you guys are doing. And, I just really want to say congrats to you and Kenny. It's amazing, man. I cannot wait to be there, drink some of Kenny's vintage whiskey. And
well, you can come anyways and do that, but
yeah. And
we're really excited, and it's just more debt that we're going to take on, and more in the hole. But we're really excited, and can't thank you enough for letting us talk to people and share our vision. But we also have our warehouse and our DSP that we're close to opening, where we can kind of give whiskey groups and insiders kind of like behind the scenes of our, like, the actual process. That downtown will be kind of more of a tourist focused destination, but our warehouse will kind of be, invite only, whiskey groups, whiskey enthusiasts, only, where they can come in, and we'll have actually our Pursuit United private selection program, which we're finalizing the details out of that, because, single barrels are great, but we looked at, with our concept, people may or may not know that, we're all about blending different mash bills from different states. So that finds it kind of hard to do a single barrel selection. And so we try to look at how can we make ours about us and unique, not us, but our concept and unique. And so we're working on, these micro blends and different wood finishing elements where you truly get something individual to you. And it's not just like 3 barrels that were resting next to each other with slight variations. And so we're really excited about that too. That's going to be released Q3, Q4 here soon. So we're really pumped about that.
All right, guys. Well, so you're thinking 2024 fall next year is when it'll kind of open around, which is a great time of year to be in Kentucky for sure.
Yeah. So the warehouse and DSP, we're hoping fall, early winter of 2023. The visitor center will be definitely September-ish of 2024. That's kind of our realistic. Bourbon Festival of 2024 is kind of our realistic, because this building's really old. It was built in the early 20s. It's got a beautiful shell, but it needs like complete gut job. It needs all being electric, laid out how exactly.
I mean, a lot of the spaces on Whiskey Row definitely do that, but yeah, for
exactly. Sure. But we're excited about it because Bardstown Bourbon Company is going to be down there. Buzzard Roost is already there. Evan Williams, Michter's. So we're just creating this awesome, almost Napa experience where you can really just kind of hop to each experience and get something different and unique. And too, I want to say congratulations to you for 80,000. Man, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, it's getting there. I have some more plans for the channel. I have some plans upcoming for a possible brand launch, but as you guys know, that's a pain in the ass. So we'll see what happens with that.
Hey, we're here to hopefully save you some headaches.
You guys have definitely helped with that already. So again, I just want to see cheers to you and congrats. And really thanks for hopping on and kind of walking us through it. And I will see you real soon, man, for sure.
Yeah, awesome. And awesome for the Lifeline of Ohio. That's great. Was reading about that and made the donation. If I win, please keep the bottles. I don't need any more whiskey. So
Oh, you're getting bottles and you're getting a package of salami with it. So
I'll take the salami. You keep the bottle.
All right. Cheers, Ryan.
Cheers,
Thanks
brother.
for hanging out,
Thank you.
man. Take care.
Yep.
So that was a nice surprise. I figured I'd have Ryan come on and talk about some of the news. I mean, super exciting anytime, someone close, when you see like a podcast or, some like a whiskey tuber, kind of make that next leap into doing something, within the whiskey industry that's going to be front and center. It's exciting, hoping to get there one day. We'll see where it goes, but I could not be more excited for Kenny and Ryan. They're two of the best guys in the industry, and two guys that I've known for a little bit. So thought it was really fun for them to, for Ryan to come on and talk about it a little bit. So let's talk a little bit more about this Buzzard Roost. So this Char 1, what it does is it really brightens it up. It really brightens up the sweetness. This is everything you love about bourbon, classic flavors, the vanillas and the caramels, all amped up to turn it up to 11. So it's got all those rich flavors. It's got a nice spice to it. I think for me, because when I tasted this at the event, this was, I think, my favorite. So I grabbed it as soon as I saw it, and I'm still happy to say it is really good. Again, this kind of brings you into more of those classic bourbon profiles, but definitely elevated. So if you guys haven't seen the Buzzard Roost Char 1 level yet, definitely check it out. I love this stuff. Jason, throw a charcuterie, bro. I have enough bourbon, and drinking makes me hungry. Does it? So this is not, ham turkey. It doesn't taste like a typical toasted barrel. I don't think you get the marshmallow and the graham cracker and all that stuff that comes in with it. I think you may get a little bit of that marshmallow, but, for me, it's really that char, like almost like a burnt caramel and a rich vanilla note that comes out, which I absolutely love it. Jason, are you accepting donations through PayPal or only through YouTube? John Cloud, the link above, the ping link on the on top of the chat, that's just click that link. That's where you make the donation. Also in the description in the video, you can make your donations through there as well. I really appreciate everybody. The average drinker is here. Dara, guess what? I'm going to be on Dara's channel, I think Monday, Dara, right? We're collabing Monday night, I think. I'm going to be on with the average drinker. Going to be doing, I think I'm not going to say what we're doing yet. She's sending me a flight of some good stuff that I know we both love, and we're going to see how that goes. So if none of you have subscribed to the average drinker yet, please do. She said, yeah, Monday. Yeah, it's happening. Yeah, cannot wait for that one. Speaking of toast, the Lucky 7 Holiday Toast, like a typical toasted. I think the Lucky 7 Holiday Toast is unlike a typical toast as well. I think that has some different flavors that I really, really love about that. So that's a bottle I need to get again so I could do a full review on it. That's a bottle that I got, and I whipped through it without, and I didn't even realize that I didn't review it yet. I've reviewed, the Lucky 7 14 years and 15 years, but that Holiday Toast is a really, really sneaky good bottle. So, all right, let's go through a few other stories, and look at this beauty. That's a pretty looking bottle. I don't know if it's just the lighting or how they shot it, but this is Remus's highest rye bourbon that's coming from Ross and Squibb, aka NGP. So Ross and Squibb Distillery has launched its latest expression, the Remus highest rye straight bourbon whiskey. The expression will be included in its year-round program and is set to sell at $55 a bottle nationwide, which is a really nice price point considering the market. It's a 6-year-old bourbon and clocks in at 109 proof. It's distilled in a mash bill of 51 corn, 39% rye, and 10% malted rye, according to Ross and Squibb. The brand is under the umbrella of the MGP-owned Luxco and bourbon supplier that has also brands like Ezra Brooks and Blood Oath, as you guys know. So this is a pretty high rye mash bill. I am all about this. I love me some high rye, and I cannot wait to taste that when it comes out. I don't know about you guys, but that is one for $55 I'm looking forward to. All right, let's go to the next one, which is already talked with Ryan and Kenny. Got that. Oh, this expression. Check this one out. I've already seen a couple people that have gotten to try this bottle. Not really sure if any of you in the chat have had this yet, but this is 15 stars, fine aged bourbon, platinum edition. Now, let's go through what makes this platinum edition. So this was released with a blend containing bourbons ranging from 10 to 18 years old, which makes it the platinum release. This is bottled at only 98 proof. So the exact blend is 10, 15, and 18-year-old whiskeys distilled in Kentucky, Indiana, and Tennessee. So you're looking at kind of like a high-aged barrel craft spirits type experience where they're taking 3 different distillates from 3 different places and aging that up a little bit longer and blending them together. So from the brand, it says, when crafting platinum, we meticulously selected 18, 15, and 10-year-old fine-aged bourbons, marrying different mash bills and aged stocks to add complexity for a superior, neat drinking experience. Let's see. The whiskey is blended from bourbon stocks, and it has a high price tag to match. Suggested retail price for this one, $279.99. So about $300 once you add tax. It's pretty pricey. Tasting notes via the brand. As far as taste, it says layers of pastry with ginger, allspice, and honeycomb complement a smooth background of aged leather and seasoned oak. So them's the tasting notes. Let me see what you guys are saying in the comments. What do you guys think? William Wiley says pass. He's already passing already. Tim Cornet says, yeah, no thanks. Is it the proof? If that was a higher proof, would you guys be on it? If that thing was 100 proof or higher, would it be a little bit more enticing to try it? Or does the $300 price tag automatically make you say, yeah, no? Just curious. Always like hearing the feedback from you guys. Christopher David, 275. David Scheffler, meh. Tim Cornet says money. Marco V says pass. So it's mainly the price, it looks like, which makes sense. I mean, $300, that's crazy. But if you think about it, check this out. I'm gonna blow your mind right now, guys. The Master's Keep, the newest Master's Keep, is $275, and that is a 10-year expression finished in a 14-year-old rum cask. Now, people seem to have no problem paying for that bottle, so why wouldn't you pay $300 for whiskey that has a totally higher age in it? Just something to think about. Just saying. Is it because it's wild turkey and versus source stuff? Or is it because you don't want to pay $300 for a blended source whiskey? This is where we are in whiskey today. This is why I bring it up, because I feel like people have no problem spending big bucks on something from a heritage distiller, but when something comes out that's sourced, that's higher aged, maybe higher ABV, in this case it's not, they have a problem with it. So, I don't know, you guys tell me. Because it's wild turkey, proof for me. I have no problem paying for the new Master's Keep. I love turkey. Rather have the Master's Keep. Turkey's name carries more weight. I love that. I love your honesty and thought process, Jason, says Joey B. Yeah, I just think of this stuff. I don't know why. I just sit and I think, oh, why would have people have such a hard time paying for that bottle, yet they will pay for a Master's Keep like that, even though it's $275 this year, and it's way younger whiskey at 10 years old. Just saying. Saucy Shane says, I've already tried 15 stars with a big down. Okay, there you go. I need to know how much I think it's the Dickel effect. Which makes sense. It makes sense. 326 people watching, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. I miss you guys so much. Again, we are raising some money for Lifeline of Ohio tonight. The link to donate is up in the top of the chat. Every $5 will give you an entry to win one of 15 glorious bottles that we have in the bottle list tonight. A lot of them are mine, and some of them have been donated by patrons and other viewers, and I totally love you guys for it. So thank you so much. All right. Let's go to what's next coming up here. Oh, look at this bottle. Teeling. Teeling is making a little bit noise. Now, Teeling is one of my favorite Irish whiskey brands. And it looks like this is another brand using a Japanese influence in their whiskey. This is the latest expression has an Asian twist. They announced the Explorer Series 15-year-old Japanese edition. This is a 15-year-old Irish whiskey aged in ex-bourbon barrels for 11 years and finished for 4 years in ex-Mugi Shochu Japanese spirit casks. So before I read this isn't like as soon as I read that, I'm like, okay, Mizunara. We're looking at another Mizunara aged cask, or we're looking at like a Japanese whiskey cask. But this is something different. So let me show this to you guys again, and let's kind of go through this here. With our new Explorer Series 15-year-old Japanese edition, we have pushed the boundaries of Irish whiskey by incorporating elements of Japanese craft spirits. Through a friend living in Japan, we could source these casks directly and have been waiting patiently for over 4 years before we felt it was the right time to bottle it up of a one-of-a-kind whiskey. Now, distilled from a mash bill of corn and malted barley, this whiskey is bottled at 92 proof. Although lesser known internationally than sake, shochu is actually consumed more than its rice wine counterpart in Japan. Sochu is made from mugi, which is a Japanese barley, which is fermented using Japan's traditional koji process and distilled, and then in some cases, including this one, matured in Japanese oak casks. So what the hell is, that process? I have to look that up, what that means. However, this is a little bit of a different take, like I said, on exactly what that Japanese influence could look like. I'm actually very interested in that bottle. I wish the proof was a little higher, but generally with Irish whiskeys and scotches, generally they're going to be a little bit lower regardless. So let me know what you guys are thinking in the chat. You guys into this one? Aged in a sushi barrel. I think that's not exactly what it is, but there you go. JG says, what the? Beth Higgins says, I want it now. So Beth is on board. Henry Turner, hey, cheers, buddy. What's up, Henry? Nice to see you, man. It is different, definitely. It is different. When does this come out? Let me look at this again here. So this is making available. Okay. So this is going to be available first in travel retail locations and then released to the masses. It will launch in Ireland at a suggested retail price of $122 per 700 milliliter bottle, and then enter the United States over the next few months. So, and that we're talking about now. So this is already kind of released in some areas. So in the future, I guess in the next few months, if you get a lot of Teeling in your area, then this might be one you want to look out for. Again, $122 to try this. I don't think that's too bad for a 15-year-old Irish whiskey with some Japanese influence to it. I would actually buy it for that and try it because it just sounds different. When you're looking at the taste, burst of lychee and passion fruit with poached pears, gingerbread cookies, and golden syrup. The nose is apples, jasmine tea, mellow vanilla sweetness, fruit pastries, and spice. So it sounds kind of cool, but have no idea what that would, when that would be coming out. I'm actually interested in trying that one. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find koji and what the hell that means. Oh yeah, koji. Here it goes. The whiskey is made using the traditional fermentation technique koji. Koji, which is the national mold of Japan, is commonly used to break down rice in the fermentation process to create Japanese products like sake and soy sauce. In this case, though, koji breaks down barley, creating a maltless whiskey. Interesting. All right, color me intrigued on that one. All right, I got it. I see it. See, watch out for that golden syrup. Yeah. JC Maharasegan. What's up, Jason? Long time. Nice to see you in the chat. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't mind the price for that one. Terrence McDermott says, I await your review. I'm not drinking sushi flavored whiskey. I get it. I get it, guys. I do like to try different stuff, and you know, some people not be as explorative as I am. And let's see. Last but not least, actually, really quick, Green River has. We saw this, months ago when Green River have announced the single barrel bourbon, their first single barrel ever, And these are about 115 proof and above, I think. And these are starting to hit. Fred Minnick, I think, just released a review of this one. I'm hoping to get one soon for review as well. So we're always excited what Green River is doing. Absolutely love them. And lastly, this happened. Yeah, that's right. If you guys have been watching the new series on Disney Plus, it's all about, it is. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me find the article here. I want to make sure I'm missing this one. Yeah, there we go. So a cinematic appearance. Nick Fury sitting there with a bottle of Pappy Van Winkle 23 year made its on-screen appearance in episode 4 of Marvel's Secret Invasion, which aired Wednesday. It was published on the same day. Claim the bottle has made multiple appearances on various shows from the studio, namely in episode 2 of She-Hulk Attorney at Law. So it looks like does Pappy Van Winkle need any more reasons to make it harder to find? Like, come on. I don't know. Just, you know what? Keep it Pappy. Pappy's already impossible to find. I'm glad he's not drinking something, that's easy to find. That'll ruin it for everybody. So, Nick Fury, cheers to you and your friggin' Pappy. Sorry, that was a little bit more of a rant than anything. Oh, man. Yeah, nope, stop, don't stop. Has the new season of Justified brought back Blanton's? I'm waiting for the new season of Justified to have some Pappy, have something on it that, Blanton's that we haven't seen yet. It's going to happen. Yeah, if Nick Fury drank Rare Breed, I'd be furious. Deathless Dogs, I could not agree with you more. All right, let's go through a few new labels we saw on the TTB. This one, mark your calendars for, guys. I have tasted this bottle. I haven't tasted the finished product of it, but I did taste kind of as it was in process. And this is the Fourgate Bourye, finished in a French Armagnac cask. And when I tasted it months ago, it was already delicious. I'm not sure if this thing got a lot better, but it's called the Armagnac Bourye. I cannot friggin' wait for that bottle. $200 be damned. I'm getting multiples of those. I'm just saying. So another exciting, Fourgate, as I always say, has a lot of releases. I always think the Kelvin collabs are the ways to go if you're willing to spend the $200 on that. But that Armagnac finished Bourye is insanely good. And I'm just hoping that it stayed insanely good as it stayed. It's got a really unique story to it, which I'm sure we'll hear about. The casks were super old that they used, the Armagnac casks. But it's a blend of bourbon and rye and an Armagnac cask. That's the dream. That's the dream. And if it hit it on its head, I'm here for it. Yes, that's what I want. Yeah, gimme John Wick drink Blanton's. Mr. Wick did. Yeah, Mr. Wick did do all of it. Oh my God, I wasn't that Fourgate. Go get your next Big Vic pick with all the badass YouTube channels, including the Super Richie Z has done his first pick. Big Vic, what's the pre-sale? What's the pick for? I don't remember what the pick is. Is Fourgate still coming out with a Kentucky Foundation? I think the label did drop. I'm not sure when that one's coming out though. Oh, there we go. You guys can feel free to click on Big Vic, get the pre-sale in there. Yeah, Big Vic, what's the bottle? Let me know. Possible top 10 contender? It could be possible, depending on how it aged, how it mingled, what it did in that cask since when I tried it. Because it was a while ago when I tried kind of like the beginning stages of it. So I'm not sure how much more of that Armagnac that it got. So let's see here. Next up, Bullet. To continue the single malt releases, we have a Bullet single malt coming out. Distilled and aged for exceptional character, Bullet single malt. This is not distilled by them. If you look on the back tag, all it says is that it's been bottled by Bullet. It's not distilled by Bullet. So this is going to be sourced single malt from Bullet. But again, this goes to what I've been saying, guys. Everybody's going to try to get into the single malt game. And it's been coming. It's starting. Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, Bullet, way more on the horizon. I know Wilderness Trail's got some single malt brewing. There's a lot of single malt brewing out there here in America, and we're gonna get all of it. So be on the lookout. Hopefully it's not rebottled Claremont Steep. That's what I was thinking, Dan. I was thinking if they got this from Beam, it's just basically Claremont Steep in a different bottle. So that's what I'm guessing. It could just be Yellowstone single malt in there. Who knows? But, you know, everyone wants to get their hands on a little bit of American single malt love. Speaking of Lucky 7, as you see here, the New Yorker with an Amburana cask finish. I take issue with this, Lucky 7. Why are you calling the Amburana finish the New Yorker when Amburana comes from Brazil? I don't get it. What's the connection? You lost me, Lucky 7. But again, this is just another Amburana finish coming out from someone that's doesn't have an Amburana yet. Amburana, it seems like it's not going away. It is here to stay, and we're going to get more of it. So speaking of Amburana, here's some more Amburana coming out from Boone County. Boone County looks like they're coming out with an Amburana cask finish. Amburana is everywhere. We're going to keep seeing it from brands that have not released one yet. It's everywhere. I'm just saying, guys, it's everywhere. Okay. So yeah, New Yorker, Amburana cat. I don't get it. Whatever. That's me. That's me. Okay. A couple more releases that are pretty exciting here. Barrel Bourbon coming out with a cask finish series calling A Tale of Two Islands. So when I read that, I immediately thought rum, but I was way off on the second island. If you look at the back tag, we're looking at a Jamaican rum matured in peated Isla single malt barrels. So those empty casks have been used to finish a blend of straight bourbons. The sweetness of the rum and the smokiness of the Isla cask mingle together with the underlying bourbon that continues A Tale of Two Islands, blended to never blend in. So we are looking at a Jamaican rum matured in a peated Isla single malt barrel, and then the blended barrel, you know, the Indiana, Tennessee, Kentucky blend that they're using for this one gets finished in that barrel. I am intrigued. Again, it's something different. The only thing that I could think that someone has done close to that has been ASW. They did a peated, they do their Tire Fire that's finished in a rum cask. That I actually think is really, really good. Trying to think who else. I think that was ASW. I think ASW is the one that I was thinking of. We have seen Ardbeg do a rum cask finish, but it had a very, very, very little rum influence on that one. So it'll be interesting to kind of compare that with the bourbon that was finished in a rum cask. That was also in a Scotch cask. So how are you guys feeling about that? You into that one? Sounds good. This will be either amazing or disgusting, says Deathless Dogs. Okay, take my rum Pete. Crazy. Pretty soon there will be a shortage of Amburana cask. Balvenie did it. Okay, did Balvenie do that? Okay, got it. Big Vax says Lucky 7 missing with your emotions, bro. Yeah, I think so, man. Jason the Fortune Teller. I'm telling you. I called a lot of this stuff coming out here. So Lucky 7, New Yorker, Amburana walking here, finish. I see what you did there. This one, by the way, I'm super excited for. William Heaven Hill Small Batch is going to be coming out. And guess what, guys? 17 years old. 120 proof of Heaven Hill, 17-year-old goodness. I am all about this bottle. I'm probably going to have to do very naughty things to get this bottle because chances are I'm not going to be in Kentucky when that is released. But, oh, my God, I want that so bad. Yes. Yes, please. Thank you very much. William Heaven Hill, 17-year. Just gimme. Take my money. Give it to me. I want it. Another release coming out. Bardstown Bourbon Company continuing with the collaborative series. Carter Cellars Napa Cabernet Barrel. So this makes a lot of sense. Bardstown Bourbon Company, Old Carter. They're both, Old Carter being kind of located, or not kind of, but they are located in Louisville, Kentucky. Bardstown Bourbon Company, obviously being in Bardstown, and then them having a good relationship, obviously collaborating on their collaborative series. Now, Old Carter is not kind of their first, go around you know, in spirits. Obviously, Carter Cellars is mainly known for their high grade, highly awarded wine. They're one of the few, I think, 5-star awarded red wines. They're Cabernets that come from Carter Cellars. It's very hard to find. They're pretty expensive when you do find them. And it looks like they're going to be finishing some of these barrels, some of that whiskey in the Carter Cellars. Let's take a look at the blend because that's all anybody cares about. And yes, guys, the 17-year Dickel is back, being 49% of this blend. 41% of it is Kentucky bourbon. It looks like that is the mash bill for Schmevin Schmill. I'm not going to say who exactly. And then we have the 6-year 95.5 rye. So this is kind of a Burai getting into the Carter Cellars barrel. So Napa Cabernet barrels. I'll be interested to try that one. Looks like 108.3 proof. I'm guessing that's going to be the actual proof because it's pretty spot on. And I think lastly, the last one we have here is the next Blackened release. So Blackened is the label. We have 2 distillers in collaborating. So talking about a collaboration with Blackened and Rabbit Hole. This is a blend of straight bourbon whiskeys distilled in Tennessee and Kentucky, finished in Calvados casks. So Calvados is a apple brandy that is used in finishing. And depending on how long that's in the bottle, it could either be very heavy apple or very minimal apple. It really depends on the finish and how long it's been in. I've tasted some amazing Calvados finished whiskeys, and I've tasted some very mediocre ones. So it'll be interesting to see that one. Hopefully, Blackened keeps the price the way they price it and not the way Rabbit Hole prices it. Because if it was Rabbit Hole, that would probably be a $250 bottle, unfortunately. So there you go. I told you guys it was a lot to go through. So let me get back to the comments here. The heavy Dickel blends at Bardstown seem to end up in the wine cask. Absolutely, that's what you see in most of their wine finished whiskeys. They feel that the George Dickel whiskey plays well with the wine, which I could see that working. But it'll also be interesting to see how much of an influence the Carter Cellars does provide to the that Napa Cabernet wine cask. Buzzard Roost. And then for my last bottle here tonight, before we get into the second chances, I have a very unique special bottle here tonight, guys. It's not anything that's going to blow you away, but it's pretty cool. Speaking of Bardstown Bourbon Company, this is the first Bardstown Bourbon Company single barrel right here. And look how dark it is. Look how dark that is. So this is the Bardstown Bourbon Company 6-year, 60% corn, 36% rye, 4% malted barley. This was picked by Woods Wine DWS. Not really sure who the group is, but this was sent to me from a very good friend over at Bardstown Bourbon Company, Mr. Ron Miles. And I paid for this bottle because I wanted to taste what these single barrels taste like. These aren't being released too much to the masses quite yet, but hopefully one day, you know, my group will be able to get one of these. So we're gonna try this right now because I'm excited. So this is like all the Bardstown Bourbon Company. This is like the Origin series, like amped up to a single barrel cask strength. This comes in at 128.4 proof of Bardstown deliciousness. I cannot wait to try this shit. Oh, yes. All right. Double base, Bardstown Bourbon Company versus Ben Holiday. Oh, that's actually a really good, that's a good one, Lionel. You know what? I'm going to screenshot that so I don't forget that one. That's a good suggestion. Shoot, I might do that for Friday. Thank you so much, man. I got one of those. Bardstown Single Barrel Amazing takes the normal bottle up to 11. Mine is 129 proof. Age and price on that. As I said, 6 years old. And I believe the price on this was, what did I pay for this one? I think like 80 or 90 bucks, something like that. So on the nose, oh, that high rye really comes through, guys. It's more on that savory side. It's this mint and citrus. It's very Christmassy. A lot of cinnamon here. Actually reminds me a little bit of the oh man, what is that reminding me of? Man, it's a little chocolatey too. Got some really nice notes here on the nose. I'm looking forward to the Bourbon Trail in August, staying in Bardstown for a few days. Oh, grumpy old fart. You're going to have yourself a time. Man, it's really rich on the nose. As this opens up, as I give it the old SJ, some of that like minty high rye notes are kind of taking a back seat now. It's getting a little bit more balanced. Man, it's getting extremely like pastry, like burnt pastry type notes. Very sweet. All right, let's try it, guys. Cheers. Here we go. First Bardstown Bourbon Company single barrel ever. And look how dark it is. That is dark for 6 years old, which I dig it. That is a nice color for 6 years. All right, let's give it a go. Oh, that's good. Oh, man. Damn it. I did not want to like it that much. Because, I mean, they're hard to get right now. You can't really, these are hard to find. But, man, this is like the most, just like the best tasting caramel in a glass. Creme brulee, like the top of it, the burnt brown sugars, but that high rye provides that like that really nice burst of citrus on top, right in the front of the palate, and then it just all goes like deep, rich, and dark. That's great. You know what this tastes like a little bit? It tastes like an Elijah Craig barrel proof type experience. Obviously, this is half the age of an ECBP, so you don't have all the oak. But if you kind of like strip the top layers off of an Elijah Craig barrel proof, you kind of take the top off and all those front loaded notes of like rich caramel, you know, rich sweetness, some of like the butterscotchy notes, and you kind of, you know, take out the oak driven notes that you get from Elijah Craig barrel proof. I feel like that's what you have here. It drinks a little hot. I think you get some of the corn. So I think that youthful characteristic comes through a little bit. But the flavors are just like really nice. They're just in your face. It's kind of like that really pure expression of Bardstown Bourbon Company. Kind of see where it's going. This is fantastic. This is really good. This definitely has to open up a little bit. I'll give you guys kind of a look at the front of the label here. So as you can see, Bardstown, you see the single barrel in gold. So yeah, 128.4 proof on this thing. This was Rickhouse B on the 6th floor, and it tastes like it. This thing is rich and it's dense, really rich and dense. Similar to your Ezra pick, yeah, ham turkey. I would agree with that. I think the Ezra pick is a little bit more refined than this. However, the flavors on this are a little bit different, but in a good way. It's got like this Cracker Jack vibe. A little bit of there's like a nuttiness to it. The caramel on it. Caramel corn with maybe some chocolate drizzled on top. Really good spice, really good finish. I think it's more proof though than spice. But that's a really nice bottle. I'm gonna let that open up and see how that goes. So try it with a drop or two of water. All right, let's do that. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit. So as you guys know, this is a night of second chances. Not only for the kids, you guys are going to help out with your donations. Thank you again so much. But also for some bottles that I have not given maybe favorable reviews to. So tonight, what we're going to do is I have a grouping of bottles that I thought were okay or not worth the money, or I just thought they were bad. So what we're going to do is I'm going to spin the wheel of chance here, and we're going to pick out some bottles for me to taste again to see if my opinion still holds true or if my opinion about those bottles have changed. So I'm going to kind of throw up the... let's see here. And you guys will see the bottles. I'll tell you exactly what bottles they are. So let me grab the window here. And that is going to be the Wheel of Names, which is right here. So in this list, as you can see there on the right side, you see exactly what bottles are in this list. Dragon's Milk Origins, which won, I think, Whiskey of the Year or Bourbon of the Year on some list. Blue Run Cast Strength Rye. Forbidden Castle and Key 2022. Jephthah Creed is back and in this list. That's right. I bought a bottle of Jephthah Creed for you guys. I haven't had it in years, not since I first tried it, and now we are going to taste it possibly again tonight. Maker's Mark BEP, the Old Elk Cigar Cut, Sazerac Rye, Booker's Charlie's Batch, the Dickel Leopold Brothers collab, Woodford Batch Proof 2023, and the Bardstown Foursquare. So let's shuffle these, and let's see what my first choice is going to be. Survey says Castle and Key 2022, it looks like. Okay, so Castle and Key has gone under, a good amount of scrutiny for some of their releases. So let's do this one here. Let's get into this stuff. This should be fun. 330 of you watching tonight. Thank you guys so much. All right. Now, most people have not had favorable reviews about Castle and Key. But before I try this, I do want to try the Bardstown with a little bit of water in it. Oh, that got so much better. That got so much better. Yes. You know what? It took the youthful bite out of it and made it a lot creamier, and it made it more sweet. Whoever told me to add water to it, genius. You know, adding water to high-proof whiskeys is something I don't do enough that I need to do more of, for sure. Yeah, that really, wow. That just took that bourbon to 11. Damn. Yeah, okay. That is, you know what? It's funny, too, because it's in the National Barrel Company. I'm going to keep that aside. That's really good stuff. Yeah, so much better. Youth is gone. Grumpy old fart. It really is. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Charlie's Batch, not Apprentice Batch. Charlie's. Well, you guys know the deal. It's Apprentice Batch. Oh yeah, Charlie's Batch. I love. I'm going to change that right now. It's not Charlie's Batch. It's Apprentice Batch. Apprentice Batch. Just change it. All right. Thank you so much. Yep. That's what happens when you're kind of typing all those in. All right. So Castle and Key small batch. This is 2022. Let's see. I did not like this when I first tried it. Yeah, the nose is still kind of grain forward, unfortunately. It's a bit sweet, but again, it has like that really grainy, youthful note to it on the nose. This is not the first batch, I don't think. This is batch 5. And I think the one that I reviewed back in the day was batch 1 or 2 or something like that. So this is like, a few batches ahead than when I reviewed it earlier to see if it's gotten better. KCD says smells like Play-Doh. It's pretty spot on, Case. I'm going to tell you, it is pretty spot on there. Is the weeded Castle and Key? Yes, weeded is Castle and Key as well. Richie Z, yeah, you're right. Sometimes adding drops creates magic. I think that's what happened with that Bardstown. It took the bite, it took the youthful character out of it, and it just got totally sweet. All right, let me try this one. Really, the nose I get is I get grain and citrus, and I get a little bit of like a pear type note, but it's not very strong. It's pretty faint. Let's see how this one goes. Oh, man. Now, I know I was just coming off the Bardstown, but that sip, it still sucks. Oh, can't. That's terrible. So this is going to be an interesting note that it's taking me back to. So back in the day, when I was a wee little Italian boy growing up in New York, my Aunt Josephine, God bless her soul, I miss you, Aunt Josephine. She was a hairdresser, and she used to do my grandmother's hair and some other people that would come into the house, and she would do their hair. And I remember their hair coloring having this distinct smell that she used to use, and that tastes like the hair coloring smells, which is not good. I'm just saying, like, when a whiskey can take you back to an event like that, that's not, no. Yeah, I'm gonna put this far, far away from me. That sucked. Yeah, that was better. Oh my God. That is yeah, it's a shame Castle and Keys Legends play. I remember liking the Restoration Rye, but man, I do like the rye. I think the rye is a lot better than the bourbon, but again, rye is a little bit more forgiving at a younger age than bourbon is, but that bourbon is awful. I don't know what Castle and Key has to do to get their shit together. Their bottles are beautifully designed, but the whiskey in it is just, I don't know what's going on. I mean, oh, that did not change for me at all. It's still awful. Okay, so before we get to the next one, I do want to take this moment to unleash the tickets for the Mash and Drum Sagamore meetup, Sagamore Spirit meetup, happening in Maryland at the end of August. So the dates are August 25th and August 26th. It's a Friday and a Saturday. We kind of released the tickets to the patrons only, but we would like to open tickets for anybody watching that might be interested in coming down and hanging out. Now, what you get at the event is you get Friday and Saturday. There's kind of like a VIP event going on at the distillery on Friday night. We'll have some food. We'll have live music. We'll do some distillery tours. We'll doing some drinking, obviously. And then Saturday is the big event at Sagamore Farm, cigar roller, live music. There'll be a few other distillers on hand, including Old Line Spirits. I think the Maryland Distilling Company is going to be there, and I think one other one will be there as well. Fantastic event. We're going to have like hay rides, so you guys can see the entire property, weather permitting. Everybody do not, pray for no rain that weekend. But I do want to extend the invite to any of you that might be available that weekend that want to come and have a good time. If you pay the full price ticket, you will also get our hand-selected single barrel that we selected from Sagamore. And it's actually a release that Sagamore has never released to the masses. This is the first time that they're doing this release with just us because we selected it. And you will get a bottle of it if you pay the full price ticket. But if you don't want to, there's also a guest ticket as well, and you could just come and attend and hang out. So I'm going to drop the link for the tickets here in the chat, and if you guys want to go be a part of it, you guys can head on to the link I just dropped in the chat and check out the full itinerary is in there. You can see what's going on. Would love to have you guys there. So I appreciate all of you if you attend. I know a lot of the patrons are coming there, and we cannot be more excited. It's actually in tandem with Scott, My Bourbon Journey. It's kind of the Mash and Journey Summer Jam, we're calling it. It's going to be an epic time. We put a lot of work and time into planning this. It's the first event we've ever done. It's the first event I've ever planned for the channel. I just hope it goes well. Hopefully it will. But we would love to have already about 105, 106 tickets have been sold. We're looking for maybe 25 to 30 more being sold. So if you're free that weekend, come on down and hang out with us at Sagamore. It's going to be an absolutely amazing time. So going to be a blast. All right, let's get to the next second chance. Let's see where we go here. I'm going to go right back to the Wheel of Names. Shuffle them again. And actually, let me get rid of the Castle and Key because that one we know already sucks still. So let's spin it again. Here we go. And we got Woodford Batch Proof 2023. Okay. All right. Pretty cool to try this one. So this is one that I didn't think was bad. I just didn't think it was worth the $130, $160 they're charging for it. I said it was fine. Maybe it's better than fine. Let's try it. Here we go. So, guys, it's 10:28. Get your donations in. We'll probably do the cutoff around 10:50. And the tracking that I have for it will be sent to me, and we'll start giving away some of the bottles. So, here we go. Steve Johnson, have you ever had Boy's Soul Bourbon? No, I've never heard of that one. Okay. Whiskey Uncensored is here. What's going on, Ben? Nice to see you, man. All right, let's get into this one here. I mean, great nose. And, I always say the thing that bugs me about Woodford Reserve, any of these Masters collections, is that they're all super high price and they're all non-age stated, which just really bugs me. Most of them. You have exceptions here and there, like the Very Fine and Rare, which was a higher age, even though I don't think it was on the bottle. However, in the press release, it did tell you it was some older whiskey. But these batch proofs, I'm telling you, let me get a taste here. See, the problem with this whiskey, the problem with this bourbon is there's actually no problem with it. It's completely fine. It tastes like a really good high proof bourbon. I think the flavors are there. But the thing is, if any of you guys have this whiskey, put it in a blind with like Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, Wild Turkey Rare Breed, and some other ones that are a lot cheaper and probably have older whiskey in it than this. Because when you compare it, when you put this against those, this completely falls flat and the youthful characteristic comes out. Remember, Brown-Forman, Woodford Reserve use heat-cycled warehouses. And what happens is you start getting into that. And I feel like the forced young maturation comes through for a younger whiskey when you're going up against bourbons that are actually higher in age. But again, there's nothing wrong with this. I don't think there's anything bad about it. I just rather buy Rare Breed for $45, $50 rather than spend $140 for this. Yeah, caramel. Again, I get a little bit of that caramel corn in here too. It's kind of a note I'm picking up tonight, like Cracker Jacks almost. Really rich vanillas. Jason, are super chats counted as entries? Richie Z, super chats are not counted as entries. However, any super chat that you put in, I will donate to Lifeline of Ohio. But if you want to be entered into the mix tonight, use the donation link above in the chat that is pinned. It's a pinned comment in the chat. Use that link to donate. Woodford Reserve Batch Proof has similar problems to Old Forester barrel strength for me. Rare Breed all the way. Yeah, I mean, Old Forester Batch Proof is the same thing. Old Forester Barrel Proof single barrel picks. You're looking at 5-year-old whiskey, guys. 5-year-old bourbon. People go crazy because the proofs are so high. You know why? Because it's young whiskey and it's heat cycled. So those proofs are going to skyrocket immediately. It's not going to have time to age in those warehouses and come down in proof to a, maybe 120 or, somewhere around that range. That's why you normally see them at 130 proof or higher. They are high proof barrel strength bourbons that are young. And I really wish they would tell you that. I know why they don't. It's because they're not going to put a aged 5 years on the bottle. That nobody wants that. So I understand why they don't put it on there, but I feel like transparency is always the best policy for me. I get why they don't do it because it is young whiskey, but it is what it is. This one, I think it's still okay, but it's not worth the price point that they're asking. I was a big fan last year of theirs. It tasted older. I don't know if they used older whiskey in that batch last year. It was 118 proof. I much preferred that drinking experience over this one. So, all right, there you go. Are they good with water? No, I think I've tried that Woodford with water, and the water in the Woodford actually brings out more of the youth in it, which is not a good thing, at least to me personally. All right, let's get back to the Wheel of Doom, and here we go. Let's bring it back. Okay, we're gonna remove that one. Let's give it another spin. Next one up is, could it be? Shit. Shit. Jeff the Creed is back. Oh my God. Okay, guys. I know you guys wanted Jeff the Creed to come up. Son of a bitch. Here we go. So for you guys that do not know the backstory of Jeff the Creed, when this bottle was first released, I hated it. I hated it so much. It tasted like, what did I say that it tasted like? It tasted like old, like grandma's basement, like old musty mothball, like mildew, earthy, which is like a nice way for saying it tasted like shit. And I have not had it since. I have not had it since until right now. Now, because I'm tasting this, I'm going to need you guys to make a few more donations to the cause, please, because I'm about to open this up and try this again. I pray to God that I like this again, that it's better. Not sure if it's going to be better, but please bear with me here. Okay. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. All right, so this is the Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 100 proof, rye bourbon mash bill, bottled in bond, featuring our estate-grown Bloody Butcher corn. I can't. This is, I mean, I was going to drink this anyway, but the fact that it came up so early in the wheel, this is the bourbon gods coming down to me. Add water. I'm going to have to add all the water. This is bottled in bond. Gonna need some water. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate you, man. Okay, here we go. The old Bloody Butcher swirl job. Now, I visited this distillery before they released the whiskey, and I actually got to taste the White Dog, and I thought the White Dog was so good. It was sweet, it was nutty. The Bloody Butcher corn, I felt like gave it like a really good texture. I'm like, oh man, I can't wait for this bottle to come out. And then I bought the first release when it came out, and I was like, what the hell happened? What went wrong? What happened in there? Jeff the Creed, I always thought, has great marketing, great bottle design. I mean, it is a beautiful bottle, great logo, but again, the bottle can get you only so far. So here we go. Oh God, it still smells like shit. It still smells like dirt. Why? Oh my gosh. This has not gotten better, guys. What? Oh man, it is. I think it got more earthy. It smells like dirt. Like, what the fuck? Oh man. Okay. I think the only sweet note I could pull out of here is maybe like an over torched marshmallow. Like the marshmallow got so torched that you can't even really taste the sweetness anymore. It's got like that bitter charcoal vibe to it. Holy crap, that smells so bad. All right, I'm gonna taste this, guys. This is not gonna be good. Cheers. Love you. Thanks for donating, guys. Really love you all. Oh, God. Oh, it's so bad. It is so bad. I think it got worse. What is happening? Jep the Creed. If anyone from Jep the Creed is watching, please. I don't want to be an asshole and be mean to you, but this is so bad. Why does it taste like dirt? Why does it taste like just there's no sweetness to it at all? This is terrible. Come on. No. This is so bad. I'm going to take one more sip because I have to confirm. The only glimmer of hope you get in that bourbon is the front of the palate. There's that little burst of sweetness, and then it just turns into grandma's dusty basement on the back end. It is dusty. It is mildewy. I don't know if they're using like wet grain. I can taste mildew. And I don't know that should not be in bourbon. Jep the Creed, you gotta get your shit together. When I visited the distillery, I loved the White Dog. The people there were absolutely amazing. But that bourbon tastes like mildew. Is it? I don't know what's happening. That is so bad. Oh my God. Oh. Yeah, that's. I think it has to do with it's the maturation because the White Dog tasted really good. So whatever they're maturing it in, whatever is happening in that process, are the barrels wet? Like why is that so mildewy? Oh man, that is so bad. That has not gotten better. Just curious, where is the distillery located? It's in Kentucky. Oh man, it is. It's in Shelbyville, Kentucky. So, yeah, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. All right, guys, it is 10:41. You got 9 more minutes to make any more donations to the cause. Thank you guys so much, and then we'll start giving away some bottles once I get the final list here. From Joe. Haven't heard from him yet. So, Joe, keep making those, keep going through that. This this smells so bad. Richie Z, that's what happened. It smells so bad. Friggin' A, man. It's like you really want to, I love everyone that I've ever met in the whiskey community. There have been a few bad apples, but mainly everyone has been fantastic. And you hate to like say that about a family-run business like Jep the Creed. But I'm sorry, like you got to be honest. It's just one of those things where that whiskey needs to get better. I love the fact they're using Bloody Butcher corn. I love the family story, the family lineage that distillery has. But that whiskey, you can't keep bottling that and saying it's good. It is not good. It's not good. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. Jesus, I didn't expect it to still be that bad. All right, let's go to the next one here. What do we got? Coming up next, coming around the mountain, we have Blue. Oh, man, we're lining it up tonight, guys. Blue Run Cask Strength. Blue Run Cask Strength. Okay, so This bottle was gifted to me by the wonderful folks of Lifetime Whiskey, Julian Dan. And when I tasted it, I thought, it was okay. Honestly, out of the stuff that I've had so far, this is going to be the best tasting thing I've had tonight. As far as like the thing. BT, honesty is key. Yes, BT, Brian, it is. It is. It's a wheel of pain. This is what I'm doing for you guys because I love you all. And I'll never ever say this again. I've never been so happy to smell this Blue Run whiskey right now, coming off those other ones. Well, the Woodford wasn't terrible, but so this is the Blue Run Kentucky Straight Cask Strength Rye whiskey. So this is a Cask Strength Rye, 106 proof. I thought this was okay when I tasted it, but I think tonight, in the crux of what I'm tasting here, this actually could taste pretty amazing. What's the best regular new riff, says Wigmaster. In my opinion, it is their malted rye. Their malted rye whiskeys, I think, are the best regular new riffs that they release, for sure. It's not the Emerald Rye. This is just their straight cask strength rye whiskey. Or is it the Emerald Rye? No, this is one of the holiday releases. The holiday release, bottle 1827. Exceptionally complex straight rye whiskey. Exceptionally complex. Love the marketing verbiage. But this is a very sweet rye whiskey, especially on the nose. It's very spice driven. You get the cardamom, you get a little bit of a kind of a clove type note here, which I like. Thank you so much, the Whiskey Shop. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, the malted I think is my favorite. If you could find the Balboa rye, that thing, I think that's a ridiculously good new riff bottle as well. Those are a couple more specialty releases. I think the single barrel rye, the cask strength single barrel rye, is probably the best thing they make right now. So, cheers. Here we go. Out of the other bottles I just tried tonight, that is the best. That's the best thing I've had. I mean, I don't think it's saying much, but that cask strength rye whiskey is actually pretty damn delicious compared to the ones I just had. Of course, I'm coming off of Jeff the Creed, but I think that Blue Run is actually really good. I probably still want to pay the price to get that bottle because I think they wanted $150 for that, which I still think is overpriced for what it is. But in the context of what I've been tasting, it's pretty damn good. It's a pretty, I'm not going to say it's exceptionally complex. Let me throw this up in the chat. Thank you, Richie Z. I donated to Lifeline of Ohio page, but this is for you and the 80K. Congrats again for the huge YouTube milestone. Thank you so much, Richie. Richie's an absolute legend. He's been following me from the beginning and has always been a great supporter. So thank you so much, Richie. What bottles have you had so far, says Liddy Casanova. I have retried Jeff the Creed, Woodford Reserve Batch Proof 2023, Castle and Key 2022, and I think that's it so far. So we're running through them. But this Blue Run Cask Strength Rye, I think, again, I do think rye whiskey is a little bit more forgiving than bourbon. And I do think this Blue Run Cask Strength Rye has some good complexity. I like how savory it is. And again, I am going off Jeff the Creed. However, the savory, the spice, and everything that this has going on is actually kind of winning for me right now. As far as like bottles that I'm retrying, it's actually pretty good from what I remember. So yeah, never thought I'd say it, but this Blue Run Cask Strength Rye whiskey. Now, if you gave me one of the higher priced bourbons, my opinion would probably be different. But as far as rye whiskeys go, this is pretty good. I'm still not going to sit up here and say it's worth the price point that they're asking, but it's a pretty damn good rye. I wish that if that was like a $60 to $70 rye whiskey, I might buy that. But at like $150, yeah, no way. No way. Okay. Steve Johnson, double base, Detling cask strength versus Elijah Craig barrel proof. The problem with that idea, Steve, is that they taste completely different. So double basing it, I would know exactly what's what. It's Elijah Craig barrel proof is going to be more standard bourbon notes that you're going to get. Heavy caramel, heavy vanilla, oak. You know, sometimes you get a little more cherry in some. Sometimes you get a little more sweet in Elijah Craig barrel proofs. Detling, that stuff is pure chocolate and coffee in a glass. So you have to like those types of notes to drink the Detling. So, hey, Jason or anybody, when are those cool hats available? Says Wade Ward. As soon as I'm done with this whole Sagamore Spirit event, I'm going to be launching the next wave of mash and drum hats, which I'm doing a trucker version, and I'm also doing Nike hats as well. Oh yeah, somebody asked me what sneakers I was wearing tonight, so let me show you what I'm wearing here. So these are Air Jordan 1 mids. So when you say mids, they're not the super high tops. These are the mid tops. So you have low, mid, and you have high. So these are the mids. And these are my red, white, and blue Nike mids, which I love wearing. They're super comfortable. The red, white, and blue. I mean, we're talking about America right here. There it is. And to take a quote from one of my favorite YouTube channels, Wear Testers, the greatest traction ever created right here on the bottom. The red, white, and the red part is actually suede. The blue part actually has like almost like a sheen to it. But I absolutely love these. These came out a few years ago. I've been holding on to these, and as you can see, I take really good care of them. So these are my Air Jordan mids that I'm wearing right now. Yep, absolutely love them, man. Let's see here. Jeffrey Wack in the house. What's up, Bowser? Nice to see you, man. Jeffrey Wack, by the way, that was an amazing game you put together. I don't see how I was not invited as an Italian to play Mario Kart. I'm just saying I'm a little disappointed in you. So the next time you do that, I better be on the list. I'm going to do the balloons. I want the banana. I want all of it. So I'm just saying. Yeah. Yeah, matches the cap too. What is your most worn pair of shoes? Honestly, it's the Nike Jordan. It's the Jordan 1 Shadows. The ones that are just gray and black. Those are probably the most worn pair of Jordans I have because they go with everything. So I wear them a lot. That's probably always enjoy your occasional Nightwing shout out. Yeah, Kagan, man. Nightwing is the man. He's the man. I love that dude. What's up, Jeffrey Jankovic? Okay, so right now, so far, for the win, we have the blue run. All right. Joe, if you're watching, we're going to stop the donations right now. If you guys have donated already, thank you so much. Joe, if you can, email me the final list. Let me text him real quick. I'm not sure if he's watching fully, but let me text Joe here. He wrote email sent. All right, perfect. Oh, no, that was something else. Hey, Joe, send me list of donations. Perfect. Jay, there we go. Perfect. All right. While he's doing that, let's do another wheel of death. Here we go. See what we got. Let's go with. I mean, you know what? It says Bardstown Foursquare, but I'm going to skip that one. I'm going to go right to the Bookers because people are telling me that the Bookers is not as bad as I'm saying it is. All right, so Joe's finalizing that now. Let's go to the Bookers here. You know what? Then I'll do Sazerac real quick because I really want to taste that Sazerac again. All right, so Bookers. So this is the Apprentice batch, which I think the video ended up being like 2 minutes. As soon as I tasted it, I hated it. Is it as bad as I think it is? Let's see here. I know a lot of problem. Let's see here. That's the run. That's the problem, Jason. You need to buy Blue Run Rye instead of bourbon. Yeah, maybe that's it. Hey, what's up, John Cloud? Thanks for coming on. The whiskeychannel.com, people always tell me the same thing. All right. Let's see if this apprentice batch got any better in the glass here. You know what? While I'm doing that, I'm actually going to pour the Forbidden as well. Keep that to the side. All right, so let's go to the apprentice batch here. So the nose for me, I did not like it all. It was extremely peanutty. It tasted very bitter, and I wasn't digging it. And the nose now that it's had a little bit of airtime, it's more nutty, more of that very like shelled peanut Booker's note. But let's give it a go. The big difference here is that this got a lot more citrusy than I remember, which is not surprising for a... I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the chat. Do you get a lot of citrus in Jim Beam? Like when I drink Old Grandad, 114, or even the 100 proof bonded, it is so citrus forward to me personally. I get a lot of orange rind on it, a lot of just orangey type flavors, a little bit of lemon too. This is now coming off more orangey. It's still not my favorite. It's very orangey, but it's also very peanut shell type of, Booker's. Yeah, super orangey. Just swinging by to wish you all a good night. What's up, Top Shelf Dustin? So this is not as bad as I made it out to be in my original review. I don't know what it was when I first tried. That neck pour was terrible. I think it's opened up a little bit for the better. I still don't think this is nearly as good as Charlie's batch, and I still don't think this is... I don't think this should be considered like a good Booker's batch. It's still missing a lot of attributes that I like to find in Booker's. This just is not there for me. However, if you like heavy peanut and heavy citrus... But the problem with that is that I would just buy an Old Grandad. Like for Booker's, this needs to stand out as something way more than Old Grandad 114 could be. And this to me tastes like an Old Grandad 114. It's missing that Booker's-esque thing that Booker's has. This just tastes like a higher proof Old Grandad 114, which is not bad, but it is definitely not a $90 to $120 bourbon by any means. So I won't say it's as terrible as I thought it was, but at the same time, there's nothing special about it. Charlie's batch this year, way better. Yeah, guys, get in on the Sagamore meetup. If you definitely want to come, it's going to be an absolute blast. We're going to have a cigar roller there making fresh cigars on site. Guys, it's going to be ridiculous. You need to get there if you can get there. So go check out the link, buy some tickets. You get a bottle of whiskey and a bunch of other stuff. I'll see you there. All right, let's get back into the Forbidden. Forbidden. By Jean-Paul Gaultier. Forbidden. Obsession, Calvin Klein. That's what Forbidden sounds like. Sounds like a cheap-ass perfume to me. Lefty 31, what's the arm tat? Well, I haven't had that question in a long time. So my arm tat actually goes all the way up, and it says, Viva oggi come se moriate domani. And that's Italian for live today as if you'll die tomorrow. So that's my arm tat. Yeah, yes, obsession. But instead, it's forbidden. There you go. Wigmaster, I thought cigars was supposed to be aged. Well, I mean, the tobacco is aged. So whatever they're hand rolling there on site, it's going to be pretty damn delicious. So, all right, let's get back into the Forbidden. If you guys do not know the story of Forbidden, it is white corn, cuisine quality white corn, white wheat, and barley that make up this mash bill. Low temperature fermentation. So the low temperature fermentation actually brings in It's supposed to kind of help the flavor along when you think about low temp fermentation. It's something they're marketing it as something that's never been done before, and it's been done plenty of times. Nancy Fraley uses low temp fermentation a lot. So it's nothing forbidden in bourbon. It's actually bullshit that they say that. And I hate to say it so bluntly, but that's what it is. And they make this whole stink about how they're changing the game of bourbon, but it doesn't really taste that way. So let's try it again here. There's nothing forbidden about that whiskey. You know what's interesting is this is the first time that I'm trying this coming off of the others, like coming off of other bourbons that I'm trying at a higher proof. And this now tastes younger. It tastes like it's 5 years old, unfortunately. Coming off these whiskeys, I think it actually got a little bit worse for me. When you get into comparisons, the fact that this whiskey is asking you to pay $120 for this, there is nothing groundbreaking about it. There's nothing game-changing about it. As I said in my review, I have met Marianne Eves before. I'm sure she doesn't remember meeting me, but she was extremely sweet, very knowledgeable. She was awesome with other people. But this, I think, was the wrong move. This is not it. And I mentioned also in my review that my biggest problem with this bottle is that when you read all the press releases on the white corn and the white weed and all this shit that goes on around it, there's nothing on this bottle that tells you that. So this is the entire bottle here. So you have the Forbidden moniker on the front. If you look on the other sides of the bottle, there's nothing on here. It just goes right back to the Forbidden moniker. On the top here, you have a label that says bold and elegant. And this little label here on the bottom just gives you the proof point. So why all the pomp and circumstance about the white corn, the white wheat, the cuisine quality? It's never been done, low fermentation, all this bullshit. And if somebody walks into a store and sees this bottle, you're selling it just because the bottle is cool. I will give it that. The bottle is cool. But after all that marketing that you put into it, there's nothing on this bottle that says, because if you're basing if you're hoping your audience wants to buy this bottle on that unique factor, the bottle tells you nothing of that, which makes me think it's not only a money grab, but it's focused on the uneducated bourbon drinker, which is this bottle is what's wrong with whiskey today. It's glowing example, and I cannot say that enough. Listen, I know I'm a figure in the whiskey community, and I get it, but for you guys and for everyone else, I'm always going to be honest, and I hate to sound like an asshole, but it's the truth. It really is. It's the truth, and I'm very passionate about that stuff, and it just bothers me so much. It bothers me. Okay. 108 viewers that donated. Working on the list to get the individual entries for you to put in the randomizer. Wow, 108 of you donated. You guys are amazing. Okay. Let's go to the Sazerac here. Rotator be damned. Okay. Yeah, I know you guys love the rants. I'm just saying it's just one of those things where the new whiskey drinker doesn't know what the hell whiskey tube is. They don't know that there's this whole resource of information, whether it's me, whether it's bourbon junkies, whether it's Dara, on the average drinker, whether it's whiskeychannel.com, whatever it may be, whatever resource you go to, the novice whiskey drinker isn't going to know about all that resources. So, and I think they know that. And I think that's what it's geared towards. And it's just, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. All right, Sazerac Rye. This is one of those bottles that I've always been, confused about. Where you have a rye whiskey, not that old, but people, when this thing releases, people gobble it up like it's, it's like unicorn tears. It is a 90 proof rye whiskey. That's what you guys tell me. What does this bottle go for about now? Maybe, is it like 45? Let's see here. Sazerac rye, $40. Some people, I see it here for $22, $23. Okay, at that price, all right, maybe it's not too bad. But do people get it for that price? I mean, Baby Saz, 30 something. Okay. I mean, it smells like a rye whiskey. This is a little bit more on like the minty side of things, the minty side of whiskey, which I appreciate. 40 at my local. It has the Sazerac name. Enough says Brew Baker Maker. What's going on, Ernie? Nice to see you, man. My guy can't even give it away for 25. Really? All right, let's try this one here. I'll say this: it's sweeter than I remember. Much sweeter rye than I remember. Maybe that's why people love it so much. This isn't the 95.5 rye experience. This is it's not as savory. It's not as herbal or herb forward, I should say. This is definitely a sweeter rye, which I think people like about it. Probably why it works so well in cocktails. However, I mean, again, this is a personal thing. Just because I'm saying it's not gospel, I know a lot of people love this rye whiskey, but for me, if I'm going to drink a rye, I want that rye spice. And yeah, this isn't like super spicy. It's very light and easy. Again, it's only 90 proof. But I guess it's like a regional thing from what people are saying. I take that back. It does have a little bit of a spice kick to it on the very end. It's light, it's easy, but there is a spice kick. I think maybe I'm basing it on my location here in Ohio, because when this thing drops, they go fast. But compared to what you guys are saying in the chat, this is it's sitting on shelves in some areas. So maybe it's not as popular as I think it is, which could be the case. But I mean, I'll take a Sagamore any day of the week over this. And I'm not just saying that because Brian Tracy's in the chat. But Sagamore, even the standard Sagamore, I think is a better rye whiskey than this. But I see people's love for this. It's definitely got a cool bottle. I think it's got the name to it. It's got a history. It's got a longevity to it. But, for me, I just think there's better ryes out there. I think it's great to add to your collection if you like rye, but there's just better ryes, I think, overall out there to make a cocktail or to have on your bar. But as far as like a collectability, I think it's become that. It's become kind of a collector's rye whiskey for sure. Jamie Williams, Driftless Glen rye picks. I've done a few of them. We're going to be doing some more Driftless Glen picks here in the next month or so. And they're some of the best ryes I've ever had. They're crazy, crazy good. Raging Irishman is having the Sagamore Sherry finish right now. That is one of the best bottles that Sagamore has ever released. It is absolutely insane. However, I would still say that the Sagamore 8-year-old rye whiskey, batch number 2, or is it batch 2A? Is it 2A? Batch number 2A, that is still remains my rye whiskey of the year to this right now. That shit is so good. I haven't had a rye this year that comes close to that. I've had a lot of great finished ryes. I've had a lot of great blended ryes, but that 8-year-old Sagamore rye whiskey is insanely delicious. It's balanced, it's spicy, it's fruit forward. It's got all the things you look for in a well-aged rye whiskey. I think that thing could take out Thomas H. Handy, to be honest. For some people, not all people. but I think that it could go. Remember, Thomas H. Handy is a 6-year-old rye whiskey. That is an 8-year-old rye whiskey. It's a lot easier to find. It's a quarter the price, and it's delicious. So, yeah. Sagamore 8-year is amazing. It just dropped here in Ohio. There's that Sagamore 8-year I'm seeing sitting on the shelves. I don't know what the hell you're doing. Stop chasing Blanton's and go buy that 8-year Sagamore rye. You will be a lot happier. I'm just telling you right now. It's so good. All day long. All day long. Yep, my rye of the year so far. And it's not even close. Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye Destroys Handy. Yeah, I think depends on the barrel, obviously, Kenneth, because the barrel that I got is terrible. William Davalar in the house. He said the mint pineapple mojito was delicious. Yeah, and that is one of the picks that we did here through Dripless Glen on the Master Journey pick. All right, let me see if we got the final list yet. Come on, Joe. Hurry up, man. All right, you done? Send it. Send it. Gonna give away some bottles. So here's what we got tonight in the giveaway. So Weller Full Proof, Eagle Rare, Jack Daniel's 10-year, a Hard Truth Single Barrel Rye, Knob Creek Single Barrel Rye, which is a Master Journey pick, Starlight Rockstar Bourbon, which is an M&J pick, Old Forester Barrel Proof Bourbon Single Barrel, Buffalo Trace Store pick, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof C922, King of the North Obtanium 14-year. That was a Bourbon Junkies pick, and it was absolutely fantastic. That is being that was donated by Deborah C. Bardstown Bourbon Company Chateau de Laubaude number 2. That was donated by Mr. Jeffrey Wack. Middlewest Spirits Michelone Reserve Single Barrel Wheated Bourbon, which is cast strength, fantastic. Russell Reserve Single Barrel Store pick from Kelsey Dime. Bull Run 13-year American whiskey. I think Durrell put that one in. And then the ASW Fiddler Amburana finish, which is a Master Journey pick. So we have a lot of great bottles for you guys to win tonight. So, yes, King of the North is in this shit. That's right. WhiskeyChannel.com. It's no joke. It's happening. So let me turn off the ticker here as we kind of finish up. Thomas Ray says my bottle's almost got. Yeah, King of the North is in here for sure. My bottle is almost gone. ECBP 20 C922 is excellent. Okay. All right. So while we're waiting for the list to come along, I know we're going a little bit late here, guys, but if you want to hang out, hang out. Did I miss any bottles that I... Oh, yeah, here's one that I did not get to revisit quite yet. This is the Old Elk Cigar Cut. And when I tried this, I wasn't too impressed with it. So let's see if it's gotten better. Finished whiskeys can sometimes get a little bit better over time. So for those of you that do not know what this is a straight bourbon whiskey finished in sherry, Armagnac, port, and cognac. So this is Old Elk doing kind of their Joseph Magnus cigar blend interpretation. So one more second chance drink. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going here. Now I got to get my Sagamore 8-year. JH, go get the Sagamore 8-year. It's ridiculously good. Telling you. Brett Few. Okay, I'll get into the Leopold. So this on the nose, and this has stayed true. You don't, all those finishes that are listed here, you just don't get a lot of it, unfortunately. You just kind of get it's a little bit grainy. I feel like you get a lot of the port, but the Armagnac and everything else that falls into it. I think the port and the sherry are really kind of playing, doing kind of a nice dual role here on the nose. Yeah, Sagamore cast strength in general is really awesome too. But if you could find that 8-year, again, I say batch 2A. Batch 2A for the Sagamore 8-year. That's the batch you want. It's the Sagamore 8-year last year was good, but this year's is exceptional. So it's slightly chocolatey, but there is a lack of depth to this cigar cut from Old Elk. it's really coming off youthful to me now. It's not a lot going on. WhiskeyChannel.com. Yep, here for the Middlewest. That's right. Sagamore 8 years, fantastic, 100%. David and Kira in the house. So who won? David and Kira. Who won Mario Kart tonight? I'm a little upset I wasn't invited. If you're gonna play Mario Kart and dress like Mario and Luigi, I need to be invited to that. So Jason, how does it feel to get drunk on crap whiskey? I'm not drunk, but it's one of those things where you kind of like going back and revisiting different whiskeys just to see how you were, if you were wrong, if you were right. But it's very, very grainy. Yeah, Chad Sturgis says Old Elk is always grainy. It's grainy. This is not anywhere near the depth of what a Joseph Magnus cigar blend brings you. So in that sense, this is a complete skip based on the price. I do like Old Elk and what they do. You have Greg Metz, who's the master distiller, who's an absolute genius from distilling, but this is not it. This is missing a lot of depth. I don't know if they rushed this out or they didn't let it age long enough, but yeah, this is not what you want in a cigar blend. I wouldn't want to drink that with a cigar. I'd much rather reach for a Joseph Magnus or even like a really well-aged rum, to be honest. So, all right, somebody had said they want me to try the Leopold again, so I'll do that. So this is the George Dickel collaboration blend with Leopold, the 3-chamber rye and George Dickel mixed together. I think some people are truly afraid of this bottle. But, all right, here we go. All right, let me see if Joe sent this yet. Not yet. All right, we may have to do this after because Joe has not sent it yet. All right, Jason, have you had the Saints Alley Armagnac finished bourbon? Thoughts, Terrence McDermott? Absolutely love it. I think it's great. I was not able to get a bottle yet, but I thought it was one of the better Armagnac finished whiskeys I've had. So the Leopold 3-chamber rye. So Leopold Brothers in Colorado, they made a huge splash when they reinvented or remade, I should say, the old style 3-chamber still that was used back in the day. Oh wait, all right, you said 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes. And on top of that, it was seen as it was a way to make rye whiskey that was very reminiscent of what they, how they made it back in the day in like the 1800s, using this 3-chamber still. So the rye grain that they used was very similar to what they used back in the day. And this was, from what I read, it was the closest thing to a rye whiskey that you were going to find back in the 1800s. It's extremely floral. It almost came off like lavender, like a lavender soap type thing, which was very weird, I think, for people to taste. But that was the whiskey that was kind of being made back in the day. So Michael Veach, who's an amazing historian, I always tell people to follow Michael Veach on Facebook and look up Michael Veach on the internet, and his historical context is absolutely amazing. That's where I learn a lot of my knowledge from him. He has a lot of inside tracks on a lot of this stuff, and he said that it's the closest thing that he's ever tasted to something that he's tasted from the mid to late 1800s. So I'm talking about like the stuff that like George Washington was distilling, which is crazy when you think about it. Now this is a collaboration where they took the column still George Dickel whiskey and blended it with that 3-chamber still. It's a blend of straight rye whiskey. So it's the George Dickel rye and the 3-chamber rye blended together. So here we go. It's still extremely floral to me. The standard Leopold 3-chamber rye is fantastic, says Diego G. It's not for everyone. You have to really like rye. It's so unique and great if your palate can adjust and adapt. Totally. Who said they rushed it out? Seeing from other distillers, they might have left it out too long. Porter is the freaking man. Matt Porter, he is the man. For this of you coming to the meetup, I have a bottle of Iron Root Apotheosis to share. I can also bring it. St. Al, let me know. Yeah, you need to bring all of that, Wade Ward, for sure. Friggin' Matt Jamiroquai Porter. Is that his middle name? There's ADHD. Would love to know what Jason is punishing himself for. Again, it's a night of second chances, Matt. So I'm giving these bottles second chances. Just like, the kids for Lifeline of Ohio. It's extremely floral to me. That like lavender floral note comes through immediately. But I think that George Dickel rye, dare I say it, actually helps it. I think it helps like a little bit more of the sweetness. Let's try it. The problem with the Leopold has penetrated the Dickel. It's like drinking perfume. It's that like floral forward. It's like drinking perfume, which is it's something that you're gonna need to adjust to. It's extremely, it's extremely subjective. I don't feel like this is gonna be a universal favorite. So yeah, no. It's okay. I just think that's one of those whiskeys that you're either gonna love it or hate it. Basically what it is. So all right. So because I hit 80K, and we're gonna do some giveaways here shortly, I've saved a bottle that I've been holding on to for a little while to open with you guys. You might be surprised at what it is. I got it as a gift, but I haven't opened this bottle yet, but we're gonna try it here tonight. Before we give away all these bottles tonight for all of you amazing, generous people here. I'm gonna go grab it here real quick. It's right here. Oh my God, it's so heavy. It's so heavy. This is the Glenmorangie 1998. Glenmorangie 1998. This thing is gigantic. Which way does this open? Oh yeah, okay. It does open this way. Okay, here we go. So you open this, and there it is. Glenmorangie 1998. I have not opened this bottle yet. I got this as a gift. And because I hit 80,000 subscribers, I'm going to break this shit open tonight. Okay. Here we go. I mean, what is even the story on this thing? This is crazy. This is a Grand Vintage Malt, 1998. Is there like an age on this? What the hell is this thing? I don't even know what's in here. Yeah, everyone's like, "Oh shit, what the hell is this? What the hell is this whiskey?" Let's see what the story is here. 1998. So I'm guessing this is part of the Bond House collection from Glenmorangie. The year this whiskey was distilled, there was a fresh air of enthusiasm at the distillery. Yeah, blah blah blah. Creation, okay. Color, taste, finish. Yeah, it tells me nothing of the age, but I'm guessing 1998. This is probably a pretty old single malt Scotch. It's 43% ABV, distilled in 1998, and I think this came out last year. So if you do the math, that's a pretty old whiskey. So let's try it. Let's friggin' try it. 80,000 subs, why not? Let's celebrate a little bit. Oh, look at this cork. Holy crap. Look at that. Wow. And this is heavy. This is a heavy cork. This is marketing at its best, guys. Here we go. Nectar of the Gods. It's pretty light, unfortunately. I was wishing it was a little darker. But again, this is Scotch, not bourbon. You have to kind of, hedge your expectations a little bit here. Jason Wold is here. Hello, Jason. First time I made it for a live. Let's go. There you go, Jason. Nice to see you, man. So 25-ish, 25 maybe years-ish old. You know what? I'm gonna just look this up here. Glenmorangie, 1998. Oh, 1998. Yep, the Grand Vintage. All right, so let's see what they say here. So this is. That tells me nothing. Oh, here we go. Okay. This is a 23-year-old vintage. 23 years old. This is a 23-year-old Scotch. Okay, that's all I needed to know. Thanks, Maximum Caffeine. That's an awesome name, by the way. All right. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is nice on the nose. Man, this is pears, apples, apple cinnamon, apple pie. Wow, it is fruit forward. Red apples, poached pears, a little bit of apricot. That is rich on the nose. It's like a fruit roll up, to be honest. That's crazy. Josh says 1998, awesome year. Was becoming a young man, he says. Okay. It is a pretty bottle. If you guys want to take a closer look at this, look at that bottle. It's pretty nice. I do like the bowling pin shape. I feel like if you lined up about 10 of these, I would want to knock them down immediately. But there you go. 1998 Glenmorangie. Pretty cool. Speaking of bowling, I know what I want to talk about tonight. Is anybody watching? Since you are opening this for 80K, do you have something saved for 100K? Yes, I do, Colin. I have a very special bottle saved for 100K. Yes, I do. Black Bourbon family. Yeah, what's up, Jason and Brandon? What are you opening when you hit 100K? I have a very special Wild Turkey bottle I'm going to be opening for 100K when that happens. So, yes. Jason, did you crack your phone screen? No, it's not cracked. It's there. It's just the glare. It's all good. Man, it is super stone fruit forward. Cheers, guys. Thanks for hanging out tonight, and thanks for being part of this giveaway and hanging out with me tonight. Again, next week I am sorry, but I'm going to be not live next week again because, for good reason, I'm going to be in Kentucky picking Wild Turkey barrels on Wednesday. So, yeah, I'm missing my live stream. You know what? If I can go live for a little bit Wednesday night, I will. I will be on location in Kentucky, just to kind of let you guys know. But I'm going to be in town picking barrels out Wild Turkey. So if you guys are around or hanging out in Louisville, or I should say, if you're going to be hanging out at Wild Turkey or in the area next week on Wednesday, come down to the gift shop and say hi. I should be around. Okay. Let's give it a try, guys. Cheers. Here we go. Woo! That is... So when I said fruit roll-up, it tastes like a fruit roll-up. It's got this waxy, dense fruit characteristic to it. I could see why people would love that. However, for the price point, I don't know. It's Richie, were you picking Russell's or Kentucky Spirit? We're supposed to be picking 2 Russell's and 1 Kentucky Spirit while we're there. Wow, this actually has a really nice spice to it. It's extremely tropical. pineapple, pear, mango, all of it coming through on this. I actually surprised that I could still taste all that considering everything I've tasted tonight. All right, guys. Are there any... Joe, where you at, man? Oh, yeah. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up, Joe. Oh, David won. Luigi won the whiskey. Awesome. Awesome. All right, so Joe just sent it. All right, here we go. There it is. Oh, he sent all the names. Oh my God, you guys are amazing. Okay, so I'm going to load all these names in the randomizer here, and we're going to give away some bottles. So I do want to thank everybody for helping out with the fundraiser tonight. It wasn't, super planned ahead of time, but all you guys are so amazing for helping out. So let me go to the random.org here. Let me get to the, let's see here, list randomizer. Let me put all the names in here, and let's, so we have, holy shit, 626 entries? Holy crap, guys. That's incredible. Thank you so much. Okay. Wow, that's incredible. Okay, let me go back. All right, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to share my screen right now, and let me write down some of these names for you guys. All right, we have 15 bottles we're giving away, so here we go. Thank you for bearing with me tonight, guys. I know this was, we went through a lot of different bottles. I appreciate it. Love you guys so much, but I figured I'm off next week, so I'll spend some more time with you. Let's go to the random.org. Here is the full list. And again, for every $5 that you put in, you were able to get a bottle. So, or you got an entry, I should say. So let's go back to the main list and let's randomize number. So basically what I'm going to do is the number one person on the list is going to win the bottle. So first one up here, as you can see, goes to Jeffrey Stokowski. And Jeffrey Stokowski, you just won yourself a bottle of Weller Foolproof. So congratulations, Jeff, on winning the Weller Foolproof. Let me get that in there. I'll just write the name. So that's Jeffrey Stokowski. Congrats. All winners, if you're watching this either after the fact or you're still watching this now, email themashanddrum@gmail.com. Themashanddrum@gmail.com if you win your bottle to claim it. Okay? Next one up is for the Eagle Rare. So let's go back to the randomizer and randomize. And it goes to Shauna Marie D. At least I think that's who that is. Shauna, you win the Eagle Rare. So Shauna Dejanot, you win the you win the Eagle Rare. Congratulations. Let's go to the next one. Let's randomize. James Reed. James Reed, you win the Jack Daniels 10-year. Congratulations. That goes to James Reed. Yeah, James Reed gets that. All right, let's go to the next one. The next one goes to randomize Brett Few. Brett Few, you win the Hard Truth Single Barrel Rye. Dude, it's a friggin' amazing rye whiskey. You're going to love that one. So that goes to Brett Few. All right, let's randomize again. Let's go to Joe Wanninger. Joe Wanninger, congratulations, buddy. You win the Knob Creek Single Barrel Rye, the Mashin Journey Pick. Congratulations. Joe Wanninger. All right, perfect. Let's go back to the next one here and randomize. Benjamin Toledo. Oh, Big Ben. Big Ben, you win the Starlight Rockstar Bourbon M&J pick. It's Ben. Congratulations, man. Okay. Awesome. Let's go to, let's see here. Let's randomize again. Let's go to, oh, Shauna wins again. Holy crap, Shauna. You are super lucky. Shauna, you win the Old Forester Barrel Proof Bourbon. Old Forester Barrel Proof. That was donated by Christopher David. So thanks, Christopher, for donating that. Congrats again to Shauna. Marie D. I think that's who it is. You win. Let's go back to the, let me close that. Let me go back here. And let's do the randomize again. Chad Rader. Chad Rader, you win the Buffalo Trace store pick. Congratulations, Chad. Again, all the winners, reach out to me at themashanddrum@gmail.com. Okay? Let's go to the next winner. Randomize. Philip Washington. Philip Washington, you win the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof C922. Congratulations, Philip. Awesome job. Thanks again for the support. Let's go to the next randomize. Jason Wickel. Jason Wickel, you win the King of the North Obtanium. Dude, Jason Wickel, you got a pick and a half. Congratulations. We have 5 more bottles left. Let's go to the randomizer again and randomize. This goes to Ryan Kinnerson. Ryan Kinnerson, you are the next winner. Ryan, you get the Bardstown Bourbon Company Chateau de Laubaude #2. That was donated by Jeffrey Wack himself from Hello Whiskey Friends. Please subscribe to them. Thank you guys so much for the donation. Congrats to you. Let's go back to the randomizer and let's randomize again. And we go to Rick Morris, who wins the next bottle. And Rick Morris wins the Middlewest Spirits Michelone Reserve Single Barrel Wheated Bourbon, which is an absolute hitter of a pick. Congratulations. So next up, we have the Russell Reserve Single Barrel Store pick. So let's go to that one. And let's go to randomize. And that one goes to Tony Bag of Donuts. Tony Bag of Donuts, you win the Russell Reserve Store pick. Congratulations, buddy. All right, next up is Paul Piotrowski. Paul Piotrowski, you win the Bull Run 13-year American whiskey. That was donated by Darrell Stewart. And the last one in the mix is the ASW Fiddler Amburana Finish Mash and Journey pick. And that one goes to none other than Jonathan Ashbridge. Giselle's Bourbon, Jonathan Ashbridge. You got yourselves another Mash and Journey barrel pick of the Amburana Finish. Guys, I can't thank you enough for hanging out tonight and donating to the cause. Again, this is something that's been pretty close to my girlfriend, her family, everything that we've kind of put into this. And I can't thank you enough for putting your time and effort into helping out and raising some money for the cause. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thanks again. If I can go live next week, I will. Live from Kentucky. Again, we'll be in town doing some Wild Turkey single barrel selections. I'm going to drop the link one more time for the Sagamore Spirit. Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. Let me delete that. Oh my God. All the names for the winners came up. Yeah, that's not what I wanted to do. Let me get rid of that here. Remove. I'm going to just one more time throw the put the link for the Mash and Journey Summer Jam at Sagamore in the chat here. And if you guys are able to make it, I would love to see you there. Again, thanks for all the support, guys. It was an amazing. Thanks for all the congrats for 80K. As I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share it with. Love all you guys. I'll see you in a couple weeks, maybe next week on the Mash and Drum. Cheers, guys. Love you.